Alright, to tell you this story, I have to take you way back in 2011, when I very much wished my iPad 2 could be my only computer. Back then, it was not even close, a desperate attempt at trying to live in the future. Fortunately, that's where we are now, and I believe the Galaxy Z Fold 4 is the closest thing we have to that future. Now, if you know me, you'd probably think that I'm the last type of person to buy this year's Fold. I mean, there's barely been a hardware change, and let's not forget it's essentially the price of a high-end laptop. Plus, holding this makes my Titan Pocket feel like a sleek device, for once anyways. So why did I buy the Fold? Well, that's exactly what I'm here to tell. So let me tell you how this all started. It's post-COVID, sometimes I work from home, my laptop broke down, and I needed to run a YouTube channel. So I bought a Galaxy Z Fold 4 hoping it could do all of that. And it did. Kinda. My day started off at around 7 AM with the Fold 4 conveniently charged till 85% for battery health. And while I do feel the absence of a flex mode alarm clock to be a missed opportunity, the battery charge limit is really something all manufacturers should include at this point. Anyways, I grabbed an Apple. No, not this Apple. A Fold, and went on with the day. During transit, the Fold functioned as my e-reader, and I was able to get a few pages of reading done, made much more convenient with the Samsung S Pen case, that admittedly functions more as a grip. It is a nice grip. My only gripe was that the ebook app I was using didn't support the 2-page view, preventing me from mimicking the form of an actual book, which would have been pretty cool. Once I arrived, I folded the e-reader back in my pocket and was on my way. So back in the office was the usual routine of checking emails. And I used the Fold to take notes during meetings. That's a lot, typing's way faster. But it was good to know it was there. And the large screen gave me the confidence to occasionally take the work outside. And taskbar really ups the multitasking experience on Fold. But I really wish Samsung would utilize the empty space in gesture mode for more recent apps. When it was time for lunch, Samsung Pay meant that I could leave my old wallet and just use my phone. And Flex mode gave me a kickstand to prop the phone up and watch YouTube. Which, despite Samsung's claims, was still a buggy experience. Like not being able to close a video in split screen, or the app sometimes giving you a blown up phone interface instead of a tablet one. When I returned home, the Fold unfolded to serve its main purpose as a tablet. And that glorious OLED was great for browsing the web, watching Netflix, the usual. And not many tablets are waterproof, so naturally the Fold became a part of my shower routine. I often charge my phone during work hours, so I rarely had battery complaints. But with light to moderate use, the phone lasted an average of 6 to 7 hours of screen on time, which was pretty good. Obviously, the same can't be said for heavier workloads. And when working from home, DeX was a true PC replacement. Barely. Ever since Microsoft's Continuum, I've always admired the idea of your phone becoming your only computer. And I was glad Samsung carried on with the idea. But considering DeX's age, I was surprised how raw it felt. Even with a wired connection, it's a tad slow in responsiveness, and the phone never goes to sleep for some reason, which is a true nightmare when typing, as the keyboard pops up and blips like crazy. And yes, I did disable the settings for the on-screen keyboard when a physical one is being used. Maybe some of you can help me out with this. So I still ended up bringing my company laptop. Unfortunately, I live off of Microsoft's suite of apps, which means I could do around 70% of my work on this phone, which was great. But realistically, it's more stress than it's worth, and I do wish Samsung would show more commitment here. When I'm not working, the Fold becomes my only YouTube gear, or try to be. But bringing the S22's camera to the Fold was great, and it's definitely easier to film yourself using Flex mode. And although I don't love Samsung's oversaturated color science, it was pretty easy to take decent photos and videos in various lighting conditions. When it was time to edit those photos and videos, I turned to my old Flow app. 2022 brought more features to the app than ever before, and I could instantly imagine myself editing videos in the subway, cafes, you name it. But compared to DaVinci Resolve on my PC, it's admittedly less powerful. and still missing basic features like multiple clip selection and true multi-track support. I've searched online, but Android just doesn't seem to have advanced video editing software that complements the power of today's smartphones. But Android is a mobile operating system, and for what it's worth, it still could be great for simple video editing. It's just another adjustment that I would rather not be forced to make. So, where does this leave me with the Galaxy Z Fold 4? Well, it's obviously not what I had hoped. It still is a great 2-in-1, and Samsung refined the Fold to the point that it doesn't feel like a prototype anymore. The crease under the display camera are barely noticeable, and the ultra-thin glass really does feel like a solid piece of glass, which probably explains the higher number of sales for this year's models. But I was willing to pay the 2K figure for a device that is a true all-in-one, and that's just not the case here. To Samsung's credit, they did build a really good smartphone/tablet for work and play, and regular buyers should be plenty happy with the Fold 4. But anything beyond that may be a stretch. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.